essentially, to summarize, right, we are putting it together where we figure that art is like spirituality, is finding something in which meaning. I think we come to that is the meaning
Yes.
structure, the meaning structure by which it creates the whole.
Yeah, it deals with me.
It's
It creates the meaning, and
because
it
that's the reason for an artist, at least in the making of it, is the reason, the raison d'être, right? The reason for existence. And I think what art is trying to do is finding that meaning for everybody, even though it's not trying to answer that for people, but it's saying, hey, maybe this thing, like you all experience this, what do you think about this? It's like it give you that kind of, because obviously it's all subjective. An artist can do an artwork, and that's a subjective take on an experience. But if it's done well, other people resonate, right? That's when you look at a good piece of art and you're like, wow, I like you have some kind of emotional response. It basically, yeah, it's akin to religion and spirituality because it's like because at the end of the day, it's trying to tell you that there's something more to it than your mundane existence. There's something more to it than just the like, how do you contextualize in the same way that
well,
we,
to me personally, like, it just, we consume a great amount of art and media and what other people created. But like, to me, it gets old consuming this stuff. You do want to create something of your own. I mean, I
yeah,
do feel that creative impulse, but for sure, everything that you do consume and touch upon, it kind of feeds into that. So it's all interconnected like that. All the information and art that you consume goes into your inputs and inspiration for your art, and then it keeps weaving. Like my art will cause that for someone else, etc. So we're all just digesting these different bits of information that come from other humans about interpretation of reality. But the artistic part of it is that you're definitely talking about your own experience. That's what it's all about. The whole of art and what you're trying to express is what you have reference for in your experience. So it's always, art is always about experience.
yeah, we did touch on that. Yeah, it's the experience. Because that's the commonality, right? If you read on a surface level, yeah, the commonality is the experience. You're
And the
creating,
relatability of art, the fact that great art is relatable.
and part of it is posing different questions. Like, for example, a great piece of story, for example, is definitely allowed you as an audience to get into the shoes of another person, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And you get to see what they're like, a good story, like a good, well written, well rounded. Like these characters are full human beings, basically. They act the way that real human beings would act in a given situation, and they inject certain kind of personalities and what have you. So you see, oh, this is very interesting. A person with that personality will act in this way, right? And a lot of it teaches you about humanity in general, because we all have these. I mean, we're all different, but we're all kind of alike as well, right? We are some of the systems that's being run is very similar, right? It's the same thought process or what have you. Conclusion might be different, but we do have, if you do a dissection, we all have a brain, we all have a heart, and we all have all these pieces that are basically the same, right? So they operate similarly, but the part about the brain is the fascinating thing is like, it's so different too, like so different in ways of how you perceive, how you understand, how you contextualize everything. And it's fascinating to see that unfold in a story that is showing you, oh, another person can feel this. So this is where empathy comes from, right? Like you feel empathetic to other people, their experience, to suffering, to this, and you can relate to it. And that makes you a better person because you start thinking, oh, maybe what I did in the past was too much of a being an asshole. Maybe I should have done that better because I can see in this situation what it means for that person to be on the receiving end of harsh word or
Yeah.
unjust actions
Yeah.
and what
It's
have you.
like, yeah, it creates an opportunity for you to reflect on yourself, right? On your own experience, on your own conduct, on your own worldview. Yeah. Real art kind of makes you look at yourself, I think.